Working so hard. Now, the Chevys and the Pontiacs got an additional kick-out for this week here at Michigan. That means that the Chevrolet teams were allowed to pull this portion of the front of the car, the nose of the car, out an additional inch. For Pontiac teams, it was an extra half inch. A little more kick-out here on the front of the air dam means a little more downforce here on the front of the car. So what happened in qualifying on Friday? For the first time this season, the top 5 spots all went to one manufacturer, Chevrolet. Body styles, the most controversial chapter in the ever-changing rule book. But better bodies don't equate to better racing. So now NASCAR and the guys back in the garage have to solve this puzzle. What happens when Aero push comes to shove?
You got to have it. It's there. Your car handles better. It goes faster with it. But when you lose it, you're dead.
It has been the toughest opponent on the track this season. Aero push. The invisible force that critics and competitors claim is ruining the racing.
When you get behind the car, all of a sudden, you go to steer into the corner, and the front end starts sliding on you.
And you get right there, and you lose that front end, and you have to let off the gas, and we'll hit the wall. And it happens everywhere.
Does it frustrate you as a driver?
Yeah, I mean, you can be a half second faster than someone, catch them, and only get 2 or 3 car lengths from them, and you're stuck.
The aerodynamic magic and mystery is a result of millions of dollars poured into wind tunnel testing. Slick body styles generate more downforce and faster speeds. But on the track, it's the racing that seems to disappear. Aero push is hurting racing.
Oh, Aero's hurting racing, period.
Advancement in technology, has hurt the sport. And it's hurt a lot of other motorsports, too. I mean, you look at F1, you look at kart. I mean, these guys just follow the leader.
Now we're racing versions of Formula One or Indy cars, which passing is just almost non-existent.
To be honest with you, that's the case in 60% of the races we run. Take anybody in the top 5 and put them in the lead, and they'll win the race with 30 laps to go.
So the technology has left racers stuck in second. The show has changed. Old tricks like handling and horsepower are still good, but too often the final act is simply what tires and track position you can pull out of the hat.
Last pit stop, most important pit stop of the day. You can mess up every other one, but you get that last one right, you get the track position, you get near the front or at the front.
If you get caught back 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, then you might have been leading the race all day long. You can pretty much count your chances pretty slim there. That something big has to happen for you to get back to the front.
The tires we're running now are so hard, simply because we have so much downforce. Downforce creates grip. So when we put on a softer tire, yes, we go faster. We'll blister them.
So they've just gone back and redesigned the tires so that they're harder, which means they don't fall off as much, so that your setup from start to finish isn't as important as it would be if your tires wore more.
To go to Bristol, Tennessee, Kurt Busch won that race up there this year. He ran 160-some laps and didn't pit. I'm glad I commend him for winning the race. But that type of racing is ridiculous. To sit out there on the racetrack all day long and nobody pits, they all drive around in circles. It was a stupid race. And they've all admitted to it. Goodyear and NASCAR.
Of course, the current formula has led to some interesting results.
The lack of experience isn't as big of a deal today as it used to be.
Because the equipment makes up for it.
Because the downforce makes up for it, because the tires don't give up, and the harder you drive the car, the faster you're going to go.
Because of the aero push or the aero disadvantage of being behind the car, you give somebody else an opportunity to win the race.
It's made people do funny pit strategy. It's made people do goofy things. So, in some ways, it's made racing better. It's made it more complicated, and more of a pain for the competitors. But when you watch it on TV, it's okay.
You're a racer. You don't believe that. You don't believe that it's helping the sport.
No, I mean, I don't believe it. But, I mean, that's... If you look at it, I mean, that's the only positive thing that you can find out of the word aero push.
Now, a couple of weeks ago at Pocono, I asked Winston Cup Series director John Darby about the Aero push problem. He's hopeful that new body styles in 2003 will help eliminate part of the problem. But the guys back in the garage area believes NASCAR can eliminate the problem with one tool. It's called a saw. Dave Burns continues to work hard here at the Michigan International